All right, guys, welcome back to the Turner house. If you're new here, my name's Misty. You guys are in a different view. I had to go out of town to a doctor's appointment for injections in my hip, and I thought I would record this video on my drive back to Poplar Bluff. I'm in Sikeston currently, and my orthopedic is in Sikeston, and I got a shot in my hip, so I'll give you an update about all of that here in just a little bit. But first of all, let's start off with what happened at our house a couple of Sundays ago. All right, sorry about that. My phone fell over. So what happened at our house, it's been 2 weeks now, maybe 3. Anyhow, we did not go to church that Sunday night. I watched church online. I made dinner. After dinner, Kirsten went to the dollar store because she wanted some ice cream. So she went to the dollar store, and on her way back, she calls me and says, "Mom, there is a kid riding her bicycle up and down our road." Sorry, you fell again. Up and down our road, and she looks to be about 8 years old. Well, our road is like an interstate. It is super busy. People drive fast down it. It is just crazy. So, Kirsten pulls in to our driveway, and immediately that little girl turns around and comes hauling tail back to Kirsten, pulls in our driveway on her bicycle, and is just freaking out. So Mark seen it on the camera that Kirsten was talking to this little girl, and so I went out there, and as soon as I stepped out on my porch, all I hear is this little girl screaming. So I get out there to her, and she has bruises around her neck, bruises on her legs, bruises on her side. She's telling us that her mom choked her, that her dad whooped her with the belt, and left bruises. I mean, and everything, all the marks on her body kind of added up. So I was like, okay, go get on my porch. We're going to call the sheriff, and I wasn't going to do anything without them present. So the little girl's sitting on her porch. We call the sheriff. The sheriff comes. He speaks to the little girl. He takes pictures of her body and stuff. And by this time, it's starting to get dark because it was a little after 7 when church finished, and that's when all this started. So, the officers came. They called an investigator. They called more officers out, that kind of thing. So the officer asked her what her parents drove, and she told him, of course. And then she was sitting out there under a tree in my yard, and they said, "Is that your dad that just drove by?" And she's like, "Yeah." And they told us to put her in our house. So we did. Kirsten took her to her room. Kirsten likes Legos. They put Legos together, watch Disney until we can figure out what's going on. So the investigator gets there, and he comes in. He talks to the little girl. He talks to us. He goes down, and when the dad had went by the house, they pulled him over at the end of our road, and they had him detained. Not for anything that he had done wrong, but just as a precaution, based on everything that the little girl had said. They did it as a precaution to keep themselves safe and all that. So the investigator goes down and talks to the dad that was pulled over at the end of the road. These people live right down the road from our house, so you could see their house from mine. So after they decided he was good enough to go home, they wanted to talk to the mother, so they let him go, followed him home. They talked to the mother, talked to the dad some more, that kind of thing. So by then, I'm like, I'm ready to go to bed. It's almost 10 o'clock, and the cops are still in my yard, and we're still watching this little girl so that nothing happens to her. So I'm like, okay. So they radioed on the radio for the cops that were at my house to bring the little girl home. So they did. So I was like, okay, this is over. We're done. I thought, man, this is kind of crappy that they took this little girl home to a situation to where that wasn't normal. So I didn't think anything more about it. I was like, they're investigating it. They have more knowledge about the situation than I do. So the investigator comes back, which we kind of knew him personally because my daughter used to work with his son at a farm store. So we kind of knew who he was. He came back and he said, I just wanted to let you guys know what the outcome of that was. And we were like, oh, okay, what's going on? And he's like, she fabricated the whole story. I said, do what? This little girl turned out to be 11 years old, had ADHD and some other mental health issues, and she fabricated the entire story. In fact, she was the one who attacked her mother, and she has just recently been suspended from school for attacking a teacher. So we were like, oh my gosh, okay. So that was crazy. So, you know, some people are like that. And she kept talking real fast and telling us, I have ADHD. I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast. And it's like, no, it's fine. You know, you just deal with it. So a couple of days later, her mother comes to our house, and I thought, oh no, this is going to be terrible. And she just wanted to thank us for taking care of her daughter while the situation was being straightened out. She did say that they had Child Protective Services got involved that very night, and they had to take her to the emergency room per them. Come to find out, she had a UTI. Her mother had been taking her to the doctor for a month or so now, and they kept saying she had viral infection, that they tested her for COVID, the flu, all that, and everything came back negative. So they did a urine test on her to find out she had a UTI, and she really needed a medication adjustment. So they sent her to a child's mental health facility about 3 hours from where we're at. And her mother was very grateful that we took care of her daughter and that, you know, we did what we did. So that was all of that. So that was the wildest ride I've had in a while. So that was nuts. So some more life updates. I started Sparking, the Walmart delivery service. That is my side hustle. I really enjoy it. I like doing it, and it's extra money. As you guys know, I've decreased my grocery budget for the simple fact of the season of life we're in, and I wanted to pay some debt off. And I decided I was going to get me a part-time job, and I had applied at a couple of grocery stores because I like cashier work. That's probably my favorite, even though that's not my full-time job. Cashier work is a good side hustle. I've worked at Walmart a couple of times during the holiday season. Anyway, so I signed up for Spark, and it's a process they make you go through. And it took me a couple of months before, I was on a waiting list for a couple of months before they actually got me signed up. And I've been Sparking about 2 weeks. I usually do it on the weekends and then Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that works out. Sometimes I may not, right now I have not been able to not do it on a weekend, but if housework, chores, garden comes first, then I will miss the Saturday or Sunday. I usually do it after Sunday or after church on Sunday till about 3 or 4, and then all of that. So now Kirsten is doing really well. Kirsten's sugars have kind of lined out. They've been running a little high, but not terribly high. No 300-400s, just her highest has been like 200. So we are over the low blood sugars. Mark, however, God bless him. I love that man, but sometimes I just want to shake him. So he had a regular doctor's appointment. He has to go every 3 months to his doctor. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with him. We are going to figure out why he can't get his A1C down. We're going to figure it out. So I went with him with my handy dandy little notebook in tow, because I write everything down. And here we found out, or I found out, he was on medications that he wasn't supposed to be on together. And the doctor swore up down he didn't put him on them like that. So I had to make notes on how to change his medications. He was taking insulin. His insulin is a very old insulin. It's the only one that works for him. He can't take like the Humalog, Novolog. Those of you who are diabetics know exactly what I'm talking about. He has to take the Humulin U500R, which is a very, very old insulin. A lot of doctors do not like giving that insulin because it is so old, and they want to be using the more current medications. So currently his A1C is 10. A normal A1C for a non-diabetic is 5.6. You know, being around 6 wouldn't be terrible, but you know, it could leave room for improvement. But he's currently at a 10. So after we left that doctor's appointment and got all of his medications straight and made changes to his insulin, he had lab work done on the way out, because his doctor's facility was recently bought out by another hospital, doctor clinic, and so we had to start all over like he was a new patient. But they didn't put labs in for him until after his appointment. So he got labs done, and of course we had patient portal, so we were able to look at him immediately to see what his A1C was and different things. I really didn't look at anything else as far as his labs go except for the A1C, because that was the most important to me. So today's Wednesday the 13th. On Friday the 8th, his doctor calls him. His doctor calls him, not the nurse. His doctor calls him and tells him that we're definitely going to have to change the insulin and get his blood sugars down, because they're running anywhere from 300 to 500 on a normal day, and that his high sugar levels have started to cause kidney damage. He's starting to show some signs of kidney damage. So first thing I told him was, you are not dying on me. You may not like what I have to say, but you're going to do it, and you're not going to fuss about it, because even though you're 10 years older than me, you're not dying on me. So they changed his insulin. He's been doing the insulin now the way the new insulin, it's not a new insulin, they just added Lantus to his current regimen of insulin. And so he has been taking Lantus and twice a day, and his Humulin 3 times a day. So we have seen a significant decrease in his sugars since he has been on both of those. It has really, really helped. So we're headed in the right direction for that. As far as that goes, everything's good. Work is good. Kirsten's good. Mark's semi-good. My mama in the nursing home, she's good. I'll post a picture of her at the end of this video. At the nursing home, they made floppy hats for Mother's Day, and we took a picture of her in her floppy hat. So I will definitely post a picture of her in that at the end today of this video. And I'll post a picture of me and Kirsten at Mother's Day. Kirsten worked in the nursery, and they made Mother's Day cards with the toddlers in the nursery, and she made me one too, and it's got a crazy eye. I think she's trying to say something, but I'm not real sure about that. So I'll post the pictures of all of that at the end of this video. It is really cute. So if you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that about this life update, just leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, please just like, comment, and share. Just do some kind of interactivity so that my videos get pushed up. I get more views, and I get more subscribers. I'm up to 163, I do believe, the last time I looked. Remember that, excuse me, that whenever we hit 200, we're going to have a giveaway, and when we get to 500, we're going to have an even bigger giveaway. So make sure that you guys are subscribing. If you were subscribed and no longer think you are, just double check and see that they are. And just be kind, guys. Be kind to everybody. And I'm sorry you have had to see my steering wheel this whole time, but this is the only way that I could have peace and quiet and do this video was on a drive back from Sykeston. Alright guys, have a good one.